What's Trending with Tire Review. I'm Maddie Weiner, and I'm joined today on the podcast by Doug Kershaw, Vice President of BKT USA, who has more than 28 years of experience in the rubber, agriculture, construction, and composites industries. Doug, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So just to start out, in general, can you explain how BKT USA has responded to the coronavirus outbreak?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's been a pretty big impact for us starting back in March. But our owner and chairman, Mr. Podar, took action quite quickly. He made a decision very early on to send some of our folks home at home office. He procured a bunch of laptops and said, "We want you to be safe. We want you to work at home." And then there was a handful of people that he felt needed to come into the office to keep operations going. And so what he did there was he sent automobiles to their homes and picked them up and brought them to work and then took them back. He didn't want them traveling in their public transportation. So safety was a number one uh, key for us at the very, very beginning.
Mhm.
Immediately following the ConExpo show, we also went into lockdown. As you know, some of us were at the ConExpo show in Las Vegas. We all got back around the 14th, I think it was, of March, and as soon as we got here, we went into lockdown just to be safe. So that was an immediate impact for us right then and there.
Yeah, for sure. And can you talk a little bit about what happened on the manufacturing side? I
Sure.
saw, just in the news and from BKT press releases that I believe factories in India had to shut down for a period of time.
Every factory, every manufacturer of any sort had to shut down. We were no different. All of our plants had to shut down. The good news is for us, though, is that we've obtained, and some of the other factories as well, have obtained permission to start opening up certain factories as long as we followed some guidelines. And we're very strict on those guidelines. Our company is staying true to those forms. And so we are right now ramping up three of our plants. We have permission to do four of our plants, but it's our understanding here that you have to have people living on campus, on site. You can't let them go home for the reasons, for obvious reasons. So at least three of these locations are open, and we are ramping up to approximately 50, close to 60% capacity at the moment. So that's good news. We're actually flowing. We're getting orders. We have lots of orders we're trying to fill all over the world, and especially here in the United States. So we're working feverishly with our team uh, over there in India to make sure that we're getting our plants up and running and providing the products that the demand is asking for.
Great. No, very interesting. And I know a lot of manufacturers are kind of in the same boat like you guys, just
Yeah.
starting to ramp up and making sure all the safety precautions are, taken care of. So how do you think the ag and OTR industries that obviously BKT serves will be impacted and have been impacted by the pandemic?
Well, I can't speak worldwide, but I know that the demand in ag is still, it's considered an essential business, right? Because we all have to eat. So the farmers, the farm industry, the manufacturers even, they've remained open, obviously keeping to strict guidelines. Um, but that has also impacted, cash flow has been an issue for everybody, all of our customers. Some of our customers had to furlough some of their people, and then now they're starting to bring them back, which is very good. So it's been a bit of a challenge. I mean, for a while there, we, along with everybody else, was not able to provide product to our customers. But we are starting to get that now. We've received a lot of orders, and we're just trying to fulfill them now. As far as the industry itself, it's going to be impacted. But the farmers and the industry and the dealers, to providing products and wear parts for them, they're doing everything they can right now to keep their cash flow good, keep their inventory well, keep their people safe, and get product to the customers, the end users, so that they can do the job that they need to do in order to feed us, because that's the most important thing, is feeding the people.
Right, yeah, for sure. And did you guys notice any differences by region in terms of, or maybe even by state, in terms of, how different restrictions by state impacted certain areas of the country?
I would say that wasn't necessarily a huge notice. I mean, we did, yeah, of course, there was a couple of minor things, but honestly, between the West Coast and the Midwest, for example, there wasn't, as far as the farm industry is concerned, not a huge impact. Now, on the construction side, all construction companies were shut down for this time period. So a lot of our dealers were shut down. They weren't accepting any visitors, obviously. We didn't want our people going to visit them. Our people have been working out of their home ever since March 13th. And it's our policy right now to you're not required to travel. If a dealer is open to having you visit them, great. If you feel comfortable going and visit them, then do so, but don't take any unnecessary risks. So this is our message to our folks. I know that this is the message from the customers and all the other vendors out there. That being said, we have seen an estimated drop of demand in the OTR market of approximately 40 to 50%. So the demand has definitely dropped. I think it's going to pick up though, as things begin to open up. You know, the mining companies were talking about shutting down, but they never did. They kept on trying to operate. And so we were receiving some orders during that time. And so we were able to fulfill orders that was coming out of our warehouses.
And so, with everything going on, as you guys are ramping up, what do you and BKT USA want your dealers to know during this time?
Sure. Well, we've been communicating with our dealers and our customers on a regular basis. Actually, there has been a couple of letters that came out from home office that we gave to our customers. You know, we're a strong company, financially strong, organizationally strong, operationally strong. We know what our stance is in the community. We have not been short on taking care of the communities around the world. In India, we've ramped up and we're feeding over 80,000 families on a daily basis for the next 2 months. This is something that our company feels very strong about. Also, here in the United States, we did our part to help with charities and helping with getting people fed and different things like this. So that was first and foremost. But our message to our customers is we're strong. We are ramping ourselves up smartly, very strategically. We're going to get product to our customers as quickly and as safely as possible. And we're going to be here for the long haul. You don't need to worry about our financial strength. We're just fine.
That's great. And, going back to some of how the industry will be affected, when do you feel that we'll see, and this could be sort of a different question, but when do you feel we'll see a full recovery, or if we'll get even a full recovery from this?
Well, not to sound funny here, but I need to get my crystal ball out. Honestly,
It's hard.
it's hard to say.
Right.
It's really hard to say. You know, they're talking that we're going to get another wave after we start opening up. There could be another strand. There could be another type of disease. I mean, you really don't know. And and in all fairness to the governments and the leadership around the world, there is no rule book to this. Nobody knows what to do. And it would be good if we just all focus on doing the right thing. And I know that all the governments around the world are trying to do the right thing. Our government has given a stimulus package. Same to now, just recently, India has offered a stimulus package to their people in their country. I know other countries are trying to do the same thing. I don't have details, but I know that some of them are doing this.
Hmm.
These are the things that everybody is focusing on. How quickly are we going to recover? It all depends. And what is that recovery actually going to look like? Our attitude has been, okay, fine. So we had this setback. We were locked into our homes, if you will, and we're trying to be safe. But what is it that we can be to be better coming out of this than what we were going in? And that's been our focus. Stay strategic, stay focused on what we need to do to help better our customers and serve our customers and keep BKT strong. But then how are we going to be better at what we're doing to service our customers and in the marketplace? So what does that look like? And how long is that timeline going to take for us to get back to what everybody's going to call normal? It's hard to say, but we're going to be ready to do it as soon as the world is ready to go. And we're taking all the necessary steps to do so.
For sure. No, that's great. And I know you were saying earlier, dealers have been impacted by this.
Yeah.
Obviously, pretty much every business has been. What advice would you all give to dealers who are, currently operating their business and trying to figure out what some next steps are for them?
Uh, from a BKT perspective, it's, they're our partners.
Mhm.
We are going to do everything we can to supply products in a timely manner and give them the best service that they can get. Um, we don't have advice on how they should run their business, but for an American standpoint, we're Americans. Stay strong, stay focused, be strategic in everything you do, and we're going to get through this. This is really not as bad of a situation as it can be. Now that's it. That's going to be tough for a guy that is a small business that has had to lay people off or furlough people, waiting for government stimulus checks and things of that nature. We get that, and we understand that. But the good news is that we're beginning to open. Cash flow in the economy is beginning to flow, even though it's not the way we would like it. But it's
Mhm.
going to get there. And just stay strong and know that BKT is going to be there to service our customers in any best way we can.
Mhm. So I wanted to switch gears a little bit. I know we've been talking about the
Sure.
coronavirus and its impact, and obviously that's a huge topic right now. But I wanted to talk about BKT's carbon black plant in Bhuj,
Sure.
India.
Yes.
I know we received some news that it'll reach full capacity by the end of 2021. So for BKT, how will this investment in this plant be advantageous for the company now and in the future?
Sure. It's a great question, and we're very proud of our carbon black plant, honestly. Uh, yeah, the plan is still to be up and running full capacity by the end of 2021. Is this pandemic going to have an impact on that timeline? We don't know for sure, so I can't speak to that. I can tell you this, that we're very pleased with the quality of the carbon black that has been produced out of this plant. Uh, and it has helped our products be better, and it's helped us control our raw materials and that nature, and also our availability, and also keeping our costs in line. We're very pleased with it, and the quality of that carbon black that's come out so far has been excellent, better than what we've ever purchased too.
Great. And in the future, how will this help tire manufacturing for BKT? From what I understand, it's like sustaining your own supply chain. Is that correct?
That is part of it. It's three things basically. It's sustaining our own supply chain, having a better control of that, controlling our quality, and controlling our costs of operation and manufacturing. So those three things right there gives us the ability to make a better product, even better than what we have, and provide that to the marketplace. And the customers can feel very confident that they're getting the highest quality product that they can buy.
For sure. Got it. Okay. And we also know BKT announced plans for a plant in the US a couple years ago, and that's been put on hold. Can you give us any update on
Sure.
what's going on with that project?
It's a question that we get asked quite a bit because of the announcement that was made at SEMA a couple years ago. But frankly, the situation is that those plans have been put on hold, and right now there is no timeline as to when we're going to bring those plans back up. So I can't answer that question beyond that. That's what's going on. What we have done though is we've consolidated our warehousing space, and uh, we've expanded our space at the Kansas City warehouse that we opened up later this past fall. And so we have more capacity now. We're bringing all of our products into there. So we'll have the Kansas City warehouse and the Nevada warehouse. And we feel that that's going to better serve our customers going forward as well. So those are the types of things that we're investing ourselves into.
Sounds good. Now, if just closing out here, I first want
Sure.
to thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else that you'd like dealers or the tire industry to know about BKT and what you guys are doing during this time?
Well, I mean, obviously, you can tell from my background here in Akron, we've moved into our new office. We're able to move into this larger space. It's a state-of-the-art space. Um, we can keep our social distancing. I don't have my mask on now because I'm in my office by myself, but we wear our masks. We don't take any unnecessary risks. Um, as far as our field is concerned, they're in constant communication with our customers, and they are beginning to, as they feel comfortable, as I mentioned earlier, to visit our customers. But again, when I said earlier, we want to look at how we can be better. We use Teams now and we use WebEx and we use different types of formats now to communicate with customers. So we're asking ourselves, can you accomplish what you want to accomplish, remotely, like we're talking today? Uh, can it be done on email? Can it be done on phone call? Obviously, we're gonna, our people are itching to get out on the road. I get calls from them every day. Can we go? Can we go? Can we go? But again, our message is no obligation, no forcefulness. Don't take unnecessary risks, and just be mindful of what we're doing. Again, we're strong, and we are moving forward. The state of Ohio is beginning to open up, as you know. I think the malls opened up yesterday, so that's good news. But we're just being cautious, and we're being wise, and being very strategic in everything we're doing.
Sounds good. Well, Doug, I just want to say again, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.